concrete. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now, they have this baby and everything. And people so jumped to say like, oh well, he's just trying to get money from her and yada yada yada. And maybe he is, I don't know. But I'm thinking to myself, how could you say something like that when the table is turned? There are men who take care of women all the time. They lay up, have kids. They don't want to work. They have 5 or 6 babies by one man or several.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then they get $1,000 a month in child support. But in society, that's okay. But then as soon as the tables turn and a woman has to pay child support to a man, oh, he's a deadbeat. He don't want to work. He's just trying to get money from her. And I'm like, stop with this
Well,
nonsense.
there is a double standard about that in America, because in America, the whole ideal in people's minds, a heterosexual or heteronormative idea of what you're supposed to do is the man's supposed to provide and the woman's supposed to receive. The woman's supposed to take care of the kids. The man's supposed to bring home the bacon, blah, blah, blah. And so anytime a man is not in a typical role like that, he's not bringing home the bacon and the woman is bringing home the bacon, then he's seen, he's emasculated some way or whatever. And I think that's wrong, but that's the way society is, and it's stupid. But you're right, it is a double standard, because if it was a woman, no one would be saying a second thing about it.
Exactly. And there was so many people that were like, well, I wouldn't get with no broke ass man anyway, and yada, 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 yada. I was like, look,
No
this
scrubs.
was her decision to get with this man. I said, if anything, they are both at fault. I said, you cannot just blame him. You cannot just blame her. I said, they are both equally at fault. I said, he's at fault because he got with this woman, knowing that he was not working and was maybe trying to get a check out the whole deal. I don't know. I'm just saying, allegedly. And then Sherry was wrong because you got with a man who wasn't working and you knew he didn't have an income coming in and you still got with him.
Yeah.
So it's like,
of course they're both to
like,
blame. Of course they are.
They're both equally at fault.
And that happens in
So
gay.
I need Facebook, people on Facebook, to stop hitting me up talking about that I'm hating. I'm like, I don't even know these people. Why
But
the fuck am I hating
that
on them?
happens in gay relationships too, because like if you have two people, one who makes more money than the other, and they're two men, it's very different than it is with a man and a woman, I think, because when you have two men, are they both supposed to bring home the bacon? Is one supposed to bring home the bacon and one's supposed to take care of the house, or vice versa, or both of them? You know what I mean? So there's like no rules about it. But it still happens with gay men too, and I guess lesbians as well, where, if one is making more money than the other one, then the one that's not making as much money somehow needs to come up and meet the same level. And I don't know. I mean, I've dated guys who had more money than me. I've dated guys who had less money than me. And for me, I never really cared either way. For me, I just wanted to take care of myself. Look, you know what I mean, and do what I wanted to do, and want them to be happy, doing what they wanted to do. And if it meant they weren't making as much money as me, I didn't care. And as long as we were both doing something we love, that's all that mattered. As long as we can pay the bills. So, and I think that's the way it should be. I think people shouldn't subscribe to this stupid, ideal of what we're supposed to be as men. I think, we can make up exactly what we want to be. It's like feminists. Like women can do what the fuck they want. Well, men can do what the fuck we want too. We can be exactly what we want.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. We can. So
exactly. I agree. So I need people to stop hitting me up talking about I'm hating. I'm like, I don't even know these people. So y'all need to stop. Anyway, we can move on.
Okay. Did you hear about this story, the Dallas story? It came out a while ago. It was in the Dallas Voice about the man who killed his landlord and buried his body in the concrete.
What?
You didn't hear this?
Oh, I heard something about it. I heard something of it. I don't know the full story.
Well, the guy's name is Christopher Brian Colbert. He's 43 years old. He was a hairdresser here in Dallas. He also was a freelance photographer for the Dallas Voice. And he actually pleaded guilty to killing his former landlord. He buried his body under a slab of concrete that he had poured. He stole his identity. He racked up over $40,000 in credit and card debt in his name. And then he sold the house to someone on the internet. And then he moved to Austin. Anyway, the guy apparently is this big old scam artist, and he ran off to California, and they just caught him. He's being extradited back to Texas on a $150,000 bail. But the guy, apparently, he said that he and this guy once dated, and they stopped dating, and they were continuing to live in the house, and they got in an argument, and he says the guy he killed started to choke him, so it was self-defense. Well, okay, if it's self-defense, why do you go to the trouble of burying their body under the fucking concrete, stealing their identity, etc.? Of course,
you don't want to go to jail, baby. That's
no.
all it is.
Do you think if he hadn't racked up the credit card debt, he would have got away with it?
Probably because he. Well, I don't. No. Probably not, because actually, what happened is the authorities didn't take him long to link the murder, back to him, because his tenant, just a few months earlier, had they had talked about the relationship or whatever. So they would have found that anyway. Yeah, they would have found that anyway. But I just think it's frightening. So have you ever been in a relationship where you were afraid of your partner?
Wanted to bury somebody under a slab of concrete.
Well, that too.
Hell no.
That too. Have you ever been afraid of your partner?
Afraid
Jason,
of my partner?
Yeah, afraid, like they might kill you or something, or like hurt you or harm you in some way.
You know what? I would love for my partner to try to kill me because I would kill him.
Okay.
Like seriously, like you on some other shit and you talking about like you better not go to sleep tonight because I'm gonna kill you. Oh, I'm gonna be ready for your ass if that's the case.
Well, I don't mean.
So,
first of all, they're probably not going to announce it, but I mean generally, just if a partner's ever hit you or choked you or anything like that.
I wish a motherfucker would.
Well, I think
try to hit me. Oh no.
Oh well, I actually had one choke me years and years ago, 2000. I think it's 2001, and he had issues, and I just sat there, and I wasn't even like angry. I was disappointed. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, somebody you trust and love is doing this to you. And I just got up, walked out, and that was it. I mean, I just never said a fucking word to the guy again. Now, if it had escalated beyond that, I would have fought. But I mean, for me, I'm not a fighter unless I have to fight. Like if somebody is coming at me, I'm going to fight them. But I mean, if I don't need to like hurt someone, I don't do it. Even if someone's hurting me, that's just my personality. Now, what about you, Christian?
Well, I'm pretty strong alone on my own, but if I did feel that way in a relationship, I wouldn't be in it. Now, I have had some scuffles with somebody I was with in the past, but that person not only had a lot of personal issues, but also had a lot of issues with alcohol. So whenever alcohol got in the mix, sometimes things would get a little bit aggressive. I don't really, outside of birthdays and special occasions, I don't really get like plastered to the wall. So I'm usually pretty coherent and I know what's going on around me. So, he tried it with me and he got he got his ass thrown on the floor. And that was the only time it ever happened, but still that was a huge dent in our relationship. And at that point, that's where things just began to cripple from there. So, if anybody tried it with me, I would definitely lay them to the ground.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel.
I'm the same.
I'm a WWE in this bitch. Small town Oklahoma, 6'3". Try me.
No, I'm the same way. Like I would turn into a Bernadette from Waiting to Exhale.
Like that shit
seriously. Yes, I do not play with that shit. You touch me, it's going down.
The thing is though, I just see it. I mean, for me, if someone actually tried to hurt me, I would be the same way. But I mean, if it's just somebody who's like putting their hands on my neck, which that alone, it's more about the actual act of it than the actual, because I wasn't actually hurt by it. You know what I mean? Physically, I wasn't hurt by it. It was more about the like I said, the emotional hurt from that someone would do that to me or try to. So, but if someone actually tried to hurt me, I would do the same thing. But I think it's just sad. But it happens a lot. Unfortunately, in the gay community, there's a lot of gay men who are abused and women, gay women who are abused by their partners, and it's actually kind of an epidemic I read a few weeks ago. So it's pretty scary. So if you actually are in a relationship where you are being abused, if it's emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever, you definitely need to get out. I mean, because it's not worth it, and you're going to find somebody a lot better for you than that fucking asshole, whoever it may be.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is a lot of times I feel like whenever people are in those type of relationships, they don't understand the value of within themselves. It's that
That's
whole
right.
You accept the love you think you deserve.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people that are abusers, they prey on weak people so that they know that they can do that.
Absolutely.
And it's been proven a lot of times when somebody that is stronger than an abuser, the abuser usually backs down rather than get aggressive and try to fight with them, because
typically they're cowards anyway.
they're weak. They're weak. Yeah,
exactly.
So
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
And I was also reading a story. This is probably within the past, probably 2 or 3 months. But they were saying how, same-sex physical abuse is on the rise and that type of thing, and some are to the point where people go to the police and the police doesn't take the report seriously.
Yes.
Because
it's two men usually or whatever.
Or if someone gets raped of the same sex, because same-sex rapes do happen, and they've had it to where people go to the police and report a rape, and like the police will not take them seriously.
There's actually a show I watch called American Crime on ABC. I watch it every week.
Oh, I love that.
Do you watch it now? Do you still watch it?
Yes.
Oh, so there's the whole season's about that basically. When one kid, he's in high school and he gets raped by this other kid in high school, and no one takes him seriously because it's two boys and two guys, and you asked for it because that's what you wanted. You wanted hard sex or whatever the other guy said or whatever. I mean, and so where if it was a girl, there would have been, oh my God, such outrage, and people would have been all in support of her. But when it's a guy, people are like, well, you can't. If it's a guy, you can't do it to a guy. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Of course you can. So I mean, I think that's a double standard. Obviously, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, it's sad.
It happens.
It happens. It does happen. Yes, it does. Anyway, so are you guys doing anything for Easter, or do you guys celebrate Easter? Or do you go home, or what do you do for Easter? Nothing.
I don't have anything planned this year off the top of my head, but usually, like growing up, we always did like the Easter hunt thing, and typically I do like to go home to Oklahoma, and my mom usually likes us to go to church and that whole thing, but I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all on this. If there's any day out of the year that I don't want to go to church, it's on Easter. Any other day, any other Sunday, I don't mind going to church. But on Easter, I don't want to go. I don't want to sit in the back with the 500 other people that never go to church.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and only just want to feel good about themselves for going to church on Easter. Which, if you're going to church, that's amazing. You should, follow what you want spiritually, regardless of the date.
Yes.
But my point being, I'm not trying to go to church on Easter when all the folks are at church, repenting their sins for the.
Going on special holidays like Easter and Christmas.
But let me tell you what, those Reese's bunnies, whoo, man, the peanut butter to the chocolate ratio on those. Typically, y'all know I've been dieting really hardcore. Just weighed myself yesterday, lost 48 pounds. Thank you. Yes, God, the won't do. But honey, I'm getting me a chocolate Easter bunny.
Well, you deserve a treat. That's good.
With peanut butter, yes. With peanut butter.
So wait, tell us what your general rules are for your diet.
Yeah, I just unfortunately I had to part ways with Taco Bell. That's been the biggest one for me, as well as Diet Coke. And no, to be honest, it's really been more about lifestyle changes. So like I use coconut oil instead of olive oil or peanut oils. Which is super amazing. It tastes really good.
You're using coconut oil and you're losing weight?
Coconut oil, yes, it's really, really good for you.
Okay, go on.
Even though it's a saturated fat, technically there's science behind it.
Yeah,
I know.
but go ahead.
It's proven. It is proven that
whatever
it's
works for you. Go ahead.
And it helps you lose stubborn belly fat. It's proven. Look it up.
Okay.
I've started shopping at Trader Joe's instead of Target now. So now everything I eat is like pretty much organic. I'm not really eating meat anymore.
Meat.
If I do eat meat, yeah.
You're not eating
I will
meat.
eat chicken. No, I switched to like protein meats and like vegetable meats, like the fake meat, like the.
Oh, okay. There's one that I eat. It's called Beyond Meat. It's awesome. It comes in a bag. Check it out. You can get it at Whole Foods or Sprouts. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I just eat like the Trader Joe's brand of it, but it's really good. It's so easy, and it's great for me because like my lifestyle is more so on convenience rather than like cooking a whole meal for myself. So that kind of thing is really good because I can just heat it up in the skillet real quick and be about my way. So it's just little things like that, watching your carbs, that kind of thing. And in 4 months, I've lost almost 50 pounds. So you're not 5 months,
and that's you're not exercising, right?
Not
like on a regular basis or whatever, like
not on a regular
schedule.
basis, super hardcore, lots of cardio. No, that's just
and Christian. That is the difference between a 22-year-old and a 40-year-old. You can lose all that weight. It's fucking hilarious to me. You can lose all that weight by eating right, which I do. You can use all that weight by eating right and nothing else really. Yet for me, I have to go to the gym 5 times a week and eat right if I want to lose a pound. it's ridiculous. It's like, have you ever seen Big Business, the movie? Either one of you? You have? Okay. There's a line in that movie, and this is me and Kristen apparently, where she says to her sister, she's like,